Hi, I'm Dr. Amjad Sheikh. I'm a cardiovascular and thoracic surgeon and heart transplant surgeon. Most of the time there is a question ki what is actually a bypass surgery. Most of the people don't know what is bypass surgery is, what we are doing inside. So it is a very simple concept. As you can see in this picture, there is a road going. If there is a block in the road, suppose a bridge work is going on, so how the traffic will move ahead? So generally government creates a diversion, or we call it as a bypass, so that the movement will happen, all the vehicles will go in the bypass route and they will move ahead. So there will not be a blockage, there will not be a traffic jam. Same principle is applied inside the heart when we are doing the bypass surgery. If your artery is having a blockage, blood is not going like the traffic, what we do in bypass surgery, we create a new diversion, we create a new bypass by using the artery or the vein, and the blood which is getting obstructed there, because of which the heart attack is coming, that will get diverted, bypass, and that will again go and meet to the distal part of the blockage. So the blood flow is circulated properly and the patient will not get the heart attack. This is a simple concept of bypass surgery. Today I am going to speak about the myths in CABG surgery. So there are many myths, many people are not knowing what exactly the CABG surgery is and what is happening after the CABG surgery. So it's very important to know about the myths about the CABG, what exactly happening in the CABG surgery. So first, very important, very common question is, if somebody is requiring CABG, many people will think that, oh, it's finished for me, I am going to die. So this is the first myth, that after CABG there is a high chance of mortality is there, but it's not true. So if we answer for this myth, the mortality for CABG is less than 1%. It is same like any another operation, like you are going for appendix operation or simple hernia operation, it is same. If you are going for CABG, beating heart CABG, which we do normally, the mortality is less than 1%. So this most common myth about CABG, that there is a high mortality, the patient is going to die, it's a completely a misnomer or misthing, or it's a myth only. Actually speaking, the patient's life will be improved very nicely after the CABG. So there are lots of study on that which shows this is a truth, that patient will survive a longer time after CABG. Now coming to another second myth, it is like that once the CABG is done, the patient will be on the bed, or he has to be in the house, he cannot do all activities, he cannot go here and there. So if we say this is also a myth, this is completely wrong statement. Many of our patients after bypass surgery, they are going for swimming, they are going for trekking. Some of our patients are running marathon also. Our recent heart transplant patient is running for 15 kilometers marathon. So you can think that a normal CABG patient can do anything. So if the heart function is normal, if all the grafting is done under CABG, the patient is fit to resume his normal activity in within 1 month. No need of sitting at home, he can go on work, he can go on all his hobbies, he can achieve all his habits, he can go anywhere. So there is no restriction. So this again, the people's fear in mind that after CABG he will be bedridden, it's completely wrong thing. Third myth, if you come to third myth, they think that it will be a big blood loss. So we are not a Dracula, actually speaking. We don't need much blood. Many of the patient, 80-90% of CABG will not require any blood also. Now as we are improvising in our techniques, we are doing most of the time beating heart surgeries. So we don't require blood most of the time. It's like a normal surgery. People are coming, we are doing operating, no blood is required. Gone are the days where we require 8, 9, 10 bloods. So this is again a completely a myth, where you should not bother about the blood loss and anything. So patients are quite safe in CABG surgeries also. Coming to another myth, which is very common, that I am a diabetic patient. If the CABG is happening with me, what will happen, whether the CABG is safe in diabetics or not, whether the wound healing will be there or not. So many are afraid that no, we'll go for angioplasty, whether it is a triple vessel disease or not. So our 95% of the patients are diabetic who come for CABG. Almost in 2-3,000 cases, in my experience, we have done, there is hardly 1 to 2% chance of terminal wound infection, whether in diabetic patients also. If you compare the studies all over the world, in diabetic patients, the long time means what we say, longevity of the patient, that means the patient disease free or a patient is having a happy life after CABG in diabetics is much higher than after angioplasty. This is a proved thing, various trials are there. So if we compare, CABG is the first choice in all the diabetic patients if you want a very long time, very long life and a good life. Coming to another myth, what should I do? I am having 2 or 3 blocks in my chest, in my heart. So whether I should go for angioplasty or I should go for bypass surgery. So many fears are there about bypass surgeries. Let's go for angioplasty, put a stent and come back. But if we look for a long time, I am not talking about, okay, today I put a stent. I am not looking for 6 months, I am not looking for 4 years, or I am not looking for 5 years. When we are doing something, when we are talking about CABG, we are looking for 15 to 20 years of life horizon. When I am putting a stent, I don't know what is going to happen. If a patient is severely diabetic, is not controlling many things, the patient can go, stent can go down, there can be a stenosis. But in CABG, we are using patient's own arteries. So the chances of going down on that arteries, if you are going for total arterial CABG, minimum 15 to 20 years the arteries will work. So that is the biggest advantage over the angioplasty if you switch for the CABG. Yes, if you are having a single vessel disease, you can go for stenting. But if you are having more than double vessel disease, it is always advisable to treat completely and go for the CABG, because that is going to give a quality of life to you. Then coming to the another myths, that in CABG the strokes are very common. Now as we are improvising our skills, we are improvising in technology. Previously bypass surgery was done on the pump. We used to stop the heart, we used to stop the lungs, we used to put the patient on the heart-lung machine and we used to operate. So yes, in that case there was a chance of 1 to 5% of the stroke. But now as we are doing a beating heart CABG, the chances of stroke has gone down to less than 1% again. And if I am doing a lima-rima surgery where I am not taking out any vein or artery from the hand, I am using only internal mammary arteries. So there is no clamping of aorta, nothing. It's like any another surgery. So there are chances of getting stroke are very minimal, means less than 1% also. So again the thought of getting stroke is out. So these are very common myths about the CABG which we should consider. Going again, many people think if once CABG is done, I am completely fine. I can do whatever I want. Like the diabetics are not controlling the diabetes, eating anything. Then the smokers continue smoking. So I want to give a message, whether you are going for CABG or whether you are going for angioplasty, stopping of or cessation of smoking is a compulsory rule thing. It is a poison for you. Controlling diabetes a must, because whether you are doing angioplasty or doing CABG, you are not stopping the disease. Diabetes is going to be there for in future with you. So you have to control the sugar. It's not about heart only, it's about brain, kidneys, all vessels are there. It is going to involve all the things. So you have to control the sugar, you have to control the, or not control but stop smoking, stop tobacco. Then only the life will be beautiful and you can enjoy the life for at least 20-25 years after CABG. Thank you.